gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Town Square Media and 106.1 KISS FM proudly bring to you your podcast champions of the world. He's the R to the O to the B. I'm STEVE. We are your hosts with the most, bringing you everything wrestling related from post to post.
Nothing makes me want to talk about wrestling more than that. Steve, a job very well done. Welcome to Post to Post, our first edition of the week, and we have a lot to talk about. We've got a run-in right here.
Yep.
Hi, Lou. Okay, so Raw was last night.
Yes.
The second to last Raw before WrestleMania.
Yeah, and it doesn't really feel like it.
No, it really doesn't. And I've got a whole lot of thoughts. I've got a lot of places I want to talk about, a lot of things I want to talk about. The place I want to start is right at the beginning.
Okay.
And this was, in my opinion, another textbook example of Roman Reigns being Roman Reigns. They give him this great opportunity, this time slot. They're talking with the boss, Stephanie McMahon. Come here, Layla. Or you got her?
Yeah, I got her.
And he, in my opinion, just blows an opportunity. First of all, I can barely remember what they talked about, and the reason I can't remember is because it was nothing important. There was nothing memorable about that opening promo. It was short. It wasn't sweet. It did nothing for me.
Oh, really?
Your chance. I know you're a Reigns guy, but that was to me textbook Reigns. Go ahead.
I enjoyed it a little bit more than that. I think he could have had more on his delivery, but I think short and sweet is going to be his bread and butter. This is just
they did have they have some strong examples of it being a blood feud, like the last week when Roman returned, like that was intense.
Yes.
And when Triple H put him out, like it looked good, it was intense, like that stuff's good. What happened last night to me was just flat. They have not progressed that very well, in my opinion.
Okay.
So, other things, I liked how long and how much time AJ Styles and Kevin Owens got to flesh out a match. They got like 3 commercial breaks or something. That was, to me, very refreshing. Both guys who were doing a great job, in my opinion, on the main roster.
Yeah, I like what they're doing. I did not like that they gave Owens the interruption win again. I was hoping for AJ to pull one out last night.
Yeah, but when the show progressed, it kind of made more sense as far as, with Jericho. He did it to Jericho later.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of their feud kind of needs to push the pedal to the metal a little bit. So I think that's what they were going for there. About halfway through the show, I started to realize I was getting a little bored. Okay. And last night was an example of a show that could have been 2 hours, or should have been 2 hours. My thought to myself was, and this was about 8:30, 9:30 Eastern time, halfway through the show, they are not doing enough to get me ready for WrestleMania, or to get themselves ready for WrestleMania. Yeah. But I will say, right after that, they, unofficially announced Jericho and AJ. Yeah. And then they announced the Intercontinental title match shortly thereafter that, too. Or at least back-to-back with both of those. So that helped me when they signed those 2 matches. I know Jericho's not signed yet, but I'm sure it will be before Mania. So that was productive, I thought. The Ambrose stuff. I like what they're doing with Ambrose, and I like how they're having him reconnect with his hardcore roots, which I think the average fan like me and you probably don't know much about, but I guess in his independent days had a very mean hardcore streak. Yeah. I'm cool with that. I wish I was getting more from Lesnar. Like, we're getting a lot of Ambrose, which is great, but they're not adding fuel to their feud, I feel like. They're making Ambrose stronger and making Ambrose more interesting, but they're not making him want to fight. They're not making me want to see him fight Lesnar anymore, I suppose. Your thoughts?
This is my feeling. I realized this last night. My feeling from the bottom of the card to the top of the card, they are underselling WrestleMania.
WrestleMania is coming together very sloppily.
I mean, if you look at WrestleMania, we're getting a street fight. We're getting a ladder match now. We're getting a Hell in a Cell. We are getting some great matches. They are not making us want to see those great matches.
This is one of the worst hyped WrestleManias I can remember. Let's talk about that Hell in a Cell here for a second, because still, another missed opportunity. Vince is going to talk and address The Undertaker and Shane. They were hyping it all night. It was the second to last segment of the show. Yeah. I could not tell you. I couldn't tell you how excited I was to see this segment. Maybe they will finally bring this together for me. Did they? No. In fact, if anything, they made it more confusing. If Undertaker is Vince's boy, or as he called him last night, his bitch, or or I don't know where that's coming from, but whatever. Why would he say if you lose, you're fired? I mean, it's just like nothing's making sense to me. And I'm really starting to resent the angle. And this is where we have this conversation every episode. So what is this doing to you? Where are you at right now?
I'm starting to fall off of it because Vince's statement is a useless statement. If you listen to what he said if Shane wins, that you probably won't see Vince anymore. You probably won't see Stephanie and Triple H. So if Vince says, Undertaker, you win or you're fired, and then Undertaker loses, and Vince is gone, what's to stop Shane from keeping Undertaker around? So a completely
I didn't even
useless
think about
segment.
that. What a great thought. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, if he loses, Vince is out of power anyway to fire him in the first place. So this is even sloppier.
Yes.
I mean, I absolutely, I don't know what to say about this. It's that I haven't said already. It's just that I don't like this angle. I mean, it could result in a great match, but I'm not down with this angle yet. And then there's one more match I feel like... there's two things we should talk about.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Intercontinental title ladder match.
Okay.
I suppose... Here, the good things and bad things about this. I think a positive thing is this will result in a good match.
Yes.
A bad thing is... I don't like when they kind of force it the way they did last night, which they do a lot. And actually, last night was actually an example of a good way to do it.
Yeah.
But I don't like when it becomes like a clown car with a match. Like, they just kind of throw everybody in there.
Yes.
One thing I hate, this is a thing, we used to do videos like this when Eric was around. We should do one of these soon. Things I hate about wrestling.
Okay.
I hate when you've got two guys fighting, and they're about to sign a match for a pay-per-view. And then another guy comes out, his music plays, comes out, cuts a 2-second promo, another guy's music plays, comes out, wash, rinse, repeat, keeps on happening. I hate that because it's like so organized.
Yeah.
It doesn't have this chaotic feeling, it's never natural, it's always just, to me, it's just forced.
Yeah.
And I don't like those clown car type matches. This has that feel to me. I would rather see Kevin Owens defend the Intercontinental title against any one of those guys, personally. Everyone's talking about Sami Zayn. And I know that Owens and Zayn apparently have great matches. Yeah. I'm sure they do. And WrestleMania would be a really cool setting for those. Although I feel like, think about this for a second. Yes, you could have Owens and Zayn at Mania, and that would be cool for the fans of that feud. But imagine if you actually gave us a storyline and an angle and weeks to actually look forward to it. Like, I'd rather have a great angle and match at SummerSlam than a great match with no angle at WrestleMania, personally. Yeah. So if they need to let this one cook a little bit, I'm okay with that. Wouldn't shock me if Zayn goes over at Mania. Wouldn't shock me if Owens retains. I mean, anything can happen in that match, I feel like. So that's my thought about that. What do you think, Steve?
I kind of agree with you. There's too many people. I mean, the way they did it, it was kind of neat because Kevin kind of twisted everybody, and here's these new three guys that we weren't expecting.
I did like that part. That was a twist. Usually you just get the random intros.
Yeah, but, so that was good. But, there's too many people in that match. I would have even been fine, with a four-way match if they're going to do a ladder match. Seven makes it hard to invest in anybody. Yeah. I agree. So that's that. Again, good. I don't want to make it seem like I'm not excited for it, because I am, and I know people bring their A-game to WrestleMania, which of course they should. But I just kind of wish it was one-on-one, or not 7. Yeah. So there's that. And then I'm excited to hear your thoughts about the latest Hall of Fame induction. Stan the Lariat Hansen. My memory of Stan Hansen is him spitting chaw all over Lex Luger's chest in WCW. That does not warrant a Hall of Fame induction in my book. Don't get mad at me, old schoolers. I know that he did a lot in the Lariat of Stan Hansen's. I don't see it.
I kind of agree with you, and let me just kind of forward this in the respect of like the Freebirds kind of thing, which I did get some hate mail about, the Freebirds thing. Here's my deal with Stan Hansen. Stan Hansen is a legend because they tell me so.
Yes.
Stan Hansen, I don't even have those Lex Luger memories. I know that was an angle in WCW, but I wasn't watching WCW at the time. I have like literally no fond memories of Stan Hansen. Now, I have no legitimate memories of Bruno Sammartino, but that doesn't mean he's not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
It just means that this particular induction, Stan Hansen, will mean nothing to me, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not worthy. I'm just saying that it doesn't move the meter for me.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the way I feel about that. Is there anything that we didn't cover that you want to talk about?
I think I'm upset they don't have anything for Bray Wyatt yet. I know that I've heard rumors that he's going to do something wicked at Mania, but 2 weeks out and he doesn't have a program. I'm a little disappointed.
I hear he's hurt. I hear he's been hurt and he's just getting better now, and it wasn't ready in time for a program at Mania. I heard it was supposed to be Brock.
Yeah.
And so they had to change that, obviously. But, yeah, I agree. I think Bray should be a part of WrestleMania, but it might be a little late for that. It's a very sloppily put together show. I am excited for it, but as far as WrestleManias go, I feel like it's going to be a little disappointing.
Yeah.
I guess we can sign off then. For myself, the Rob, my tag team partner, Steve.
Self high five.